Hello, and welcome to another episode of Nerd Nonsense. I'm your host, Nero, along with the returning.
It's Makoto!
Hey, Makota's back!
I'm back, baby.
How you doing?
I'm I, even trying to record this episode has just been it's all just been like one thing after another.
What was happening with your internet?
We moved back into an apartment
Yeah.
which they forced us to have Spectrum here, which
Ew.
this is not actually a fault on Spectrum for the most part. It was just more so that due to the router that the complex gives us, we can only connect one computer into the internet. So we bought a splitter.
Oh.
We bought a splitter to like plug in both of our computers, but mine wasn't connecting. No matter what variation we were doing, whether it was like I swapped the ports around on my Ethernet cord, um, or like, and then Luna and I swapped cords, stuff like that, and
Mm.
my computer just wasn't connecting. But all we had to do was restart the modem. Unfortunately, we can't physically do that because they completely block off our modem from us at this apartment.
Ew.
So I had to call them to restart it for us.
Oh, that's annoying.
So that's a whole thing. But we got that. We got it settled. We both have internet now,
Hey,
and
yo.
we're cruising.
Nice.
We will probably talk more about my moving process and everything in the next episode because we
Yeah.
have a very important topic to talk about this week. Take it away, Nero.
Yes, so this week is our end of year, beginning of the new year recap kind of thing. We are doing a top 10 list, three top 10 lists, top 10 shows, our top 10 movies, and our top 10 games. The three cornerstones, as it would, of nerding nonsense. So yeah, before that though, I'm just going to pat myself on the back right here. The episode is going live on my birthday, so wish me birthday wishes down below. I'm now old.
Happy birthday, Nero!
Yeah, I'm old now, so it's great. Just
How
dying.
old we talking, Nero?
29.
That's
Fucking
not too bad.
29.
That's not
One
too
more
bad.
year to 30, man.
Yeah, my older brother just turned 30. He's fine.
My back's not fine. rapidly aging. And also realizing my Popcat, for some reason, is like increasing sizes when I talk.
Ooh,
I don't.
that might be a pixel issue on reactive.
Yeah, I don't want to bother fixing it right now, so that's just what we're gonna deal with. But it's very amusing because it makes it seem like I get really big head every time I talk.
Mm-hmm.
So, anywho, but I guess I do want to quickly before we get to the big topic, just how have you been? Like, I have not talked to you in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I've been good. It's real. I have driven back and forth from my new city to my old city, like so many times.
How's your home?
And believe it or not, yesterday was the first time I drove down here with my own car because the first time was with a moving truck, and that was my first time driving a moving truck. And then the next time I drove in my mom's van because her van can hold a lot more than my little
Mm-hmm.
two-door sedan. Um, so and then this time I took my sedan, and so we have mostly everything. I was able to bring my computer this trip. I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to pack it, and in which case I was like, "Oh no," um,
Yeah,
but I got it to work out. So,
nice.
and I was so worried that it was because of that with all the stuffing I had to do that I might have broken my Ethernet port, but no, that wasn't the case. So we're good
That was definitely like a concern to be had.
for sure. Um, and I had Christmas. Did you have
Yeah,
Christmas?
I also did have Christmas indeed.
Whoa, crazy.
Wow, look, Universal holidays. Let's
hmm
go.
Um,
Uh, I know you said you mentioned you got an Xbox
I
Series
did get an
S.
Xbox Series S, yes. So it's a smaller one.
Yeah.
So far I've just downloaded a bunch of games on Game Pass or games I already had because I had an Xbox One S. I do plan on getting Baldur's Gate again on that just so I can play with my brothers.
Makes sense.
Um, and then besides that, like I think I'm gonna get Tekken 8 on
Oh,
my Xbox.
yeah, I'm gonna get Tekken except PlayStation because I don't have an Xbox.
I mean, they're all cross-platform,
Oh,
thank
they
God
are.
for
Oh, yeah, they
fighting
are.
games.
Hell yeah.
So but I figured like I'd be more. I since I'm gonna play it on my controller anyway. It's just another game for me to have on the Xbox versus
No, yeah,
another
makes
game that
sense.
takes up room on my PC. So
Yep, yep.
yeah,
Take it easy
I've
with
already
the
downloaded all the Fables. Uh,
Oh yeah,
so that's good.
nice, 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 nice.
I thought you were gonna
Uh,
say my Discord was saying that.
oh,
So
it was, but I didn't want to out you like that. This morning I opened up Discord. I'm like, oh shit, he's playing Fable.
no joke. 3 people DM'd me. He's playing Fable again, boys.
Common Makoto Fable.
Well, because my activity does not show up for anything I do on my PC, but my Xbox it does. So, and for Fable 3, if you want to do a good run, you have to leave your Xbox running to just gather
Yep.
income to save the
Oh, I
country.
remember that.
So, they'll see that I've ran Fable 3 for over a week.
That was a time. There was a couple games in a row that had like that mechanic of like you need to have your console basically running.
Super Smash Brothers Melee to
Did it?
unlock Mewtwo.
Oh shit, you're right.
We would. I don't know what the specific amount of time was, but we just left it on overnight. Wake up early the next
Hmm.
morning, finish our fight, and then Mewtwo would show up, and then one of us would have to fight him.
Yep. Oh man. Um, good Christmas though overall. Decent.
It was a good Christmas, but it was a lot of again, it was more driving because
Yeah.
everywhere that we were going was just so far away. Like I say, so far away, but where we used to live compared to both of our parents, mine and Luna's, are like 30 30-minute drives, I'd
Okay.
say. But then it's also going from Luna's parents to my parents is like a good another like 30 or 40. And then
Gotcha.
driving from my parents, who is the closest house to where we live now, is like an hour and a half. So
Jeez,
it's
a
just
lot
a
of
lot of
driving.
driving. I have filled up 4 vehicles.
Oh my god.
Well, my vehicle twice, and then my mom's vehicle, and then a moving truck. I filled up all those vehicles within my last paycheck. So
Damn.
it's gone. So
Yeah. No, I feel you.
mhm. Of
Yeah.
course, gas decided to shoot back up as the holidays rolled around, so that's great
Always.
too.
Always does, man. It's just ugh. Everything's gonna shoot back up
I got a
again.
new chair, so now you won't be hearing as many squeaks in my recording
Ooh.
because I know that picks up a lot in our in our podcasts.
Um. I didn't like it too much crazy. I got Mario RPG, which we'll talk about more when we get to my top 10 games. But
Ooh,
it did
yeah, yeah.
sneak on there, so spoiler for that.
Mm-hmm.
I got my big thing. I love my parents. Got me tickets to see Sim on their American tour.
Oh,
Do you know Sim?
yeah, yeah. They're the rumbling.
Yes. I've been a fan of them since though Shingeki no Bahamut. When I
Yeah.
heard their opening there, I was like, oh, and I started like digging into their discography and stuff. So I got tickets. So I'll be going with
Mm-hmm.
my soon-to-be brother-in-law because he loves metal, and
Yeah.
I don't drive, so he drives, so he'll be taking me. So
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
good times. I'm
That
very
sounds like
excited.
a lot of
Like
fun.
literally, I saw they sent me the sheet. My mom texted me an image of it, and I was just like, "What?" I literally my jaw was on the floor. Like I could not. Like I didn't have words.
Well, it's funny how this played out with my with my with my family because my mom got both my brothers Xbox One Series S's
Hmm.
um because there was actually like a sale at Best Buy, but then there was also a sale on Amazon and stuff, and she was able to order them for like $250,
Hmm.
which is like she's like that's kind of a steal, and
Oh
she
yeah.
said we did good this year as far as financials, but then she didn't get me one, and because she was like, "Well, you have a PC," so she kind of pulled me aside and was going like, "If there's anything you want, um, let me know, and I can
Hmm.
order that for you and stuff." And there were a couple things that came up in my mind. One, another monitor. Uh, two, gaming steering wheel.
Oh yeah. You mentioned that before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, and then, but then I was like, well, I kind of want an Xbox. And then another thing came up was a Steam Deck, and I mentioned that, and because I thought it was having the budget of an Xbox One Series X,
Hmm.
so I was like, and I was thinking like, oh, that might be like $500 or something. This was before she told me about the sale or whatever that she had. So I didn't know my budget was 250. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, well, if it's 250, Steam Deck out of the question. Steering wheel
Yeah.
maybe, But then I thought about it. I was like, an Xbox, that's something that Luna and I could both play, and my Xbox One S is like kind of on the cusp of like just dying. So
Hmm.
figured it was a good replacement. So now we have all new gen consoles and PCs.
You're set to go.
I'm set until they release more, and then I'm screwed.
No, we got at least 2 years. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine. Except for the
unless
Switch.
Nintendo comes out of nowhere.
Nah, Nintendo's releasing a new console next year. We're dooming already. Like we're releasing freaking remakes of games now on Nintendo. It's the new big things. It's dead. It's that life cycle's done.
Hmm.
Next year, that's it. Swan
Well, I hope
song.
we get that Wind Waker remake.
No,
Am
we're
I
gonna
right?
fucking Switch 2 is what it's gonna be on. I don't believe it anymore. The better question is, will we get Metroid Prime on this damn thing?
Ooh, no.
Freaking no, definitely not. Just, no, not happening.
Now, if we
Uh,
can get Baldur's Gate on the Switch, that
if
would be
Larian can
wild.
make it run on the Switch, that would be a miracle. Gonna look like Mortal Kombat 1 on the Switch. You see those sweet that gameplay on the Switch for it?
Mm-mm.
It's potato ugly. Really
Yeah,
not good.
that's one thing I'm worried about with getting Baldur's Gate on my Xbox. Because I've been hearing there's been some issues. There's mostly been save file issues, but from what it sounds like is if you use the cloud saves, it's fine. But if you use like your local disk saves, that sometimes gets
Interesting.
messed up. Yeah.
Well, this would be good to transition because we're already talking about games to our
Yeah.
top 10 games of the year. So,
Yeah.
um, for my preface, so we each made our own individual lists. We're not following any of the same sort of rules because we don't adhere to rules here
Hmm.
fully. For me, everything I picked did come out in 2023, I believe. Uh, yeah, yeah. I don't think there's any
Oh,
caveats. I have a lot of caveats with my shows I have to talk about, but for games, I don't think I have any caveats. I do have early access stuff here too. There's one game on here that came out before 2023, but it didn't come to Steam till 2023, so I'm counting it because that's why I played it.
yeah. Oh, you could also probably get away with like the original PS4 Spider-Man, but on PC.
Oh,
Probably do
totally.
that.
That's not
But
yeah.
yeah, I got a couple caveats as well for mine. One major caveat for one of my entries, but especially after we looked it up and realized, holy crap. But besides that one, like I think overall mine are pretty good. Obviously, some of them were like early access in previous years, but
Yeah.
was full release now. Um, bless you. But yeah,
So the way I was thinking of doing it is I'll do a 10, you do number 10, I do number 9, you do number 9, back and forth like that. I feel like maybe a good way to do it.
okay.
So I will start. My number 10 game for 2023 was Fire Emblem Engage. Uh,
Ooh.
it almost didn't make the list. There was a couple games rotating for this 10th spot. Fire Emblem is a series I love, and Engage is a Fire Emblem game that I don't love, but I do like.
Okay.
I think the gameplay of Engage is phenomenal as far as like pure tactical gameplay. I think the story is very lacking though, comparatively to the last couple.
Mm-hmm.
It just left me kind of hot, like whatever, Like I didn't get
Yeah.
overly attached. There were some cool characters I really liked, but none of them reached the heights of like Three Houses or even Awakening for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a much a celebration game for the series. Unfortunately for the West, we don't have most of those games to appreciate and look nostalgic on like Japan does. So a lot of the like references or things that were like referencing, we just didn't have the touchstone to get that. So I probably didn't get as much out of it as a Fire Emblem fan from Japan would have for
Yeah.
this game. Game was gorgeous though. It's done by Gust, I believe, did all the visuals for the game, and was freaking the most pretty Fire Emblem. I will say that. I did put. I say this right. I still put like 60 hours into the game.
Mm.
Very good. When I think it was my first game of 2023.
Yeah,
Did
that came
enjoy it a
out
lot.
really early into
Yeah, it was like
2023.
January like 10th or something.
Mhm.
So did enjoy it a lot though. But yeah, that is my number 10.
Wait a second.
Hmm?
Scarvi came out this year, didn't it?
Which one?
Scarvi, Pokemon.
No, last year.
That was last year. Okay, thank God.
No, that was
That
on my
that
last
didn't
year's
make
top
it my
10.
list. I'll tell you that.
It was end of last year. The DLC came out this year, but not the
I did
not the
not
base
play
game.
it. I did not play it post piece DLC anyway. So, my number 10, I put Sons of the Forest mostly because I barely played it, but I know it's really good. It was hype for a bit, and now I don't hear about it anymore.
You gonna get back to it?
I want to. Um, I know I've talked to Rena about it a lot. But we have yet to do that. So
I feel like I remember it was like a big. When did it come out? Was it May?
I looked it up. It was February.
Why does that feel so much? Why did it feel so much more recent?
Yeah. Honestly, these since 2020, every year just feels like a blur, and I don't know if this is an age thing or if it
Oh,
was a
it's
COVID
100%
thing.
age thing because it happens to me too.
I just don't know if it was an age or COVID.
That too. COVID created a time warp.
Hmm.
Time doesn't exist properly anymore, and I'm convinced I lost 2 years. I don't know. I don't. I say I'm turning 29 on the day this episode comes out. I feel like I'm 27. I don't. 2 years were gone.
Look, I mean,
I spent 2 years playing Persona 5 Royale in COVID.
I spent I don't know 10 years playing League of Legends, so I'm just gone.
uh,
Oh yeah, I already said my my number 10. Oh my gosh, I'm losing it, man.
it's alright. My number 9 is Super Mario RPG. So it's a
Hmm.
game I just finished. It actually knocked Mario Wonder out. So originally
Oh,
my original list was uh, what's it called? Engage at 9 and Wonder at 10. And then this came out and knocked everything down a peg underneath. So Mario Wonder got kicked out for Mario RPG. I adore this little gem of a game.
hmm.
Uh, Man, they freaking Square knew how to make games back then too, and this remake is real good. It's real pretty. It makes me happy. It's a little it's a silly little story. It takes about 12 hours to beat. Like a 1 to 20 level RPG. I think
Hmm.
I don't know what the level cap is, but I cleared credits at 24.
Okay.
It's a fun little silly story. You got little silly moments with Bowser and Mario working together somehow. Bowser being a tsundere about it.
They kept a lot of Easter eggs from what I saw
There's
from
a
like
lot of fun
talks
Easter
that I
eggs.
saw.
Um, I still don't get the hype about Gino. He has cool attacks, but he felt like the most kind of like non-existent character there.
Hmm.
Mallow was way cooler, little cloud boy, prince boy thingy.
Hmm.
Um, but it was a really fun game. The mechanics are really good. All the attacks have clean animations that are fun to look at. It was fun fighting a Yoshi-looking Bahamut. Like it's just silly. It's a silly little game, but I had a lot of fun the past couple days playing it.
Wasn't it just the Yoshi with wings?
Yeah, it's like a Yoshi with wings, but it's a little more bulbous. And
Because I'm thinking of like Yoshi's Final Smash from like Brawl
yeah,
or
they made it
yeah.
bigger this time too. Like I think in the original it was just a Yoshi with wings, but they did make it significantly larger here.
Okay.
Um, he only spawns though, I think, from a mimic chest.
Hmm.
That's how I fought him anyway. It was like, oh,
Gotcha.
there was another dragon too. Well, it wasn't Bahamut, but there was another, or maybe it was the Bahamut too. I don't know. I can't remember. There's a lot of things. The game's silly.
Hmm.
Uh, you do some dumb stuff. It was a fun like little play on the sunken, like there's like the treasure ship level in every old school RPG where you go in the sunken ship.
Hmm.
So they did stuff like that. It's a very traditional RPG, but fun. So I enjoyed it. Very good.
Yeah,
Highly
I know
recommend.
Luna played it for one stream, but like we're all she was also just into a lot of games at the same time, which kind of
Yeah,
sucked for its release. Um, yeah, I mean, kind of sucked, but also like also kind of cool that we have so many really good
we
games
have
coming out right now.
so many bloody good games coming out right now.
Because for a while we were just it was just a dead wasteland for games.
Hmm.
Everyone was like everyone was just playing your typical multiplayer games for a while.
Yeah.
Um, My number 9 was, speaking of typical multiplayer games, Lethal Company.
Yes.
Um, I know it's a lot of fun for a lot of people, creates a lot of good content. I didn't personally enjoy my first game. Granted, I don't have any mods, and it was my first game, so I was also trying to learn what to do. And
Yeah,
I was also
yeah.
with a group of people who knew how to play the game, and they just sort of just went off and did their own thing. And I just got shot by a turret, and then
Oof.
I was like, all right, I guess I'm good for now. So I haven't had like I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure I'll enjoy it once I learn it a little more. Um, but that kind of like I had a bad first experience. So um but at the same time I haven't played a whole lot of games this year, so I had to put something.
Valid.
I will do my best for this next year to try to widen my palette of games, TV shows, and movies.
It's all right. We know it was unexpected. We weren't planning on having to do this when the year
Hmm.
was going through. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 8, another game I actually just recently played. I got it on the Steam sale. The Coffin of Andy and Lele. Uh, the very big problematic game that was trending on Twitter for a hot week. Did you hear about that one?
I'm sorry. What was the game again?
The Coffin of Andy and Lele.
Coffin.
Coffin.
Oh, the coffin of Andy and Lele. Let's see. Oh, I've seen art for this.
Yeah, this game made its round on the X Twitter for being
Yeah.
problematic. Uh,
Oh, was it?
and it was fucked up. But they
Mm.
weren't endorsing the acts as actually like good acts. They were very clearly calling it that it was fucked up.
I mean,
So,
it's alongside of like Cult of the Lamb, right? Like, it's like,
uh, so the game is about it's like set in a quarantine
hmm.
pandemic situation at the
Oh,
beginning.
couldn't understand that one.
Yes.
I see cannibalism a lot on this Google search, so
So in the
there's
so the
that.
first two chapters are out. That's why I played. I'm waiting for chapter 3 patiently. In the first chapter, so you play as Andrew and Ashley, or Annie and Layla is what they called each other when they were kids, who are siblings.
Is it Lele or is it Lily?
Lily, Lele, I don't know. They didn't. It wasn't vocalized. That's just how I read
Hmm.
it. Um, l-
Cannibalism and codependency.
long story short, in the first chapter, to order to survive because they can't get access to food, they gotta eat someone. They kill and eat someone.
I mean, it's a game.
Yeah,
Get
and
over it,
then the
people.
other big thing about it is it's the incest game because there's like an incest route there. But again, it's very much played as, oh, this is an effed up codependent relationship.
Hmm.
It's never played. It's a horror game, right? It's a very light horror game. It's psychological
Yeah.
horror. It's very fascinating, and the character writing is really fun and witty. But man, I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop and for one of these two to kill each other
Yeah.
because it is the most twisted, messed up relationship. I don't want to give too many spoilers. People haven't, but like there are things that happen that
I
are
mean,
just real messed up.
from what I see on this Steam entry, first off, you can save 20% right now.
Hey
Um,
yo,
and story: cannibalism and codependency. Caught in an extremely toxic sibling. Dot dot dot.
yeah.
So
Um,
I'm like, okay, I think I pretty much read all I need to know.
but it is a. It took me about I think was it 3 or 4 hours to get through first two chapters,
Okay.
and they're very short. Um, fun little fun little game, little
Hmm.
puzzles. Mostly story based. I think it feels like it was made in RPG Maker. Um, but there's like no obvious like the obvious standard like RPG Maker stuff that are there.
Yeah.
But you can tell because of like the tile set usage. If
Uh
you like
huh.
know RPG Maker games, you can tell.
For
Um,
sure. Yeah.
you just have
I
that
know
like you
RPG
have that
Maker
eye.
games.
When you have that eye for it, you can tell.
Hmm.
Um, but it was really interesting and morbid and dark, and I'm very much looking forward to it. It's a very dark sense of humor
Hmm.
as well. So, and there's branching paths. I think I ended with 3 save files that I'm like different paths to see. So I'm
We love
excited for
those.
more. So
We
that was
love we
my
love we love safe paths.
yes.
Um,
That was 8.
my number 8 is League of Legends Convergence. Echo was
Yes.
my favorite character in Arcane. He's one of my mains in League of Legends, and so I was very happy to see that he's getting a game. Um, and it's a lot of fun. It's just like a fun little like a little trial and error game, you know? You go
Yeah.
in, do this platforming and fighting and you have like a very limited health bar, but
Okay.
you have the option to rewind whenever you want.
I love game
Um
games do that.
yeah. So but of course you have a limited amount of rewinds.
Okay.
And also there's challenges for you to not rewind at all or only rewind once, stuff like that.
Okay.
Um
That's
it's
nice.
a challenging game and it's fun. Um I enjoyed it. You will get frustrated, but hey, that's pretty much what the game is. And I have it on my Switch. I felt like it played better on Switch. I feel like most of those one shot League of Legends games are better on Switch than like a console.
Yeah.
Um, if you prefer, I mean, obviously it's your preference. I think it might be fine on a console, but mostly on my PC. I don't know. It's like I kind of wanted to keep it away from my PC and just wanted to play it on my Switch, and it felt good.
Nice. I know that's what I'm planning to hopefully play in the future once I can get my hands on it.
My next endeavor is Song of Nunu, if I can.
Yes.
But hopefully, with this new job I'm looking at, I'll be able to afford all of them pretty soon.
Nice.
So
Um, so sticking with my controversial games,
cool.
my number 7 is Hogwarts Legacy.
To be honest, I really don't care about what
I
anyone
mean,
has to say about this game.
like, here was the thing, right? Game came out, people made a big fuss. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I have nostalgia for Harry Potter. It was a huge cornerstone of my childhood. This game let me live out my childhood fantasy of being a wizard at Hogwarts, and it was fucking fun. Decent open world game, fun characters, fun story, fun gameplay. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Here's the perspective I've been looking at it, right? If we find out in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever, that George Lucas touches kids or something, some sort of bad shit,
Just don't
I'm
put that in the fucking universe, man.
I'm not gonna stop watching or playing Star Wars. I'm not gonna stop liking Star Wars because
Yeah,
the thing is, it's not that I'm fascinated by George Lucas. I'm not like I'm sorry that I'm supporting him in his like. I don't even know if I'm fully supporting him anymore, but I don't even
I
like
don't think
Disney.
so. Yeah,
I don't even like Disney, so it's like I'm already still supporting Disney, right? Like with Marvel, Star Wars, and even Disney films and stuff. I'm still supporting them begrudgingly.
yeah,
So just get over it, people. It's Harry Potter, and honestly, it looked like a really cool game. I never got a chance to play it, but I do have it.
yeah. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Got to be the little Slytherin self.
Hmm. Are you
Uh,
in Hogwarts in Pottermore? Are you a Slytherin?
yeah,
I am too.
yeah. Snake Bros. uh,
Luna's a Hufflepuff. She went ahead and screamed that.
yeah. That makes
That
sense.
sounds right, huh?
That sounds about right.
There's two personalities of hers, and it's like Hufflepuff and Slytherin. I feel.
My one of my sisters who I always like when I talk to them like, oh yeah, you remind me of my sister doing this and that. She was also a Hufflepuff, so that adds up
Hmm.
too.
Yeah. Is
Uh,
it the sister that's been on 2 episodes, or the one that's on one
only
episode?
on one.
Got you. That one.
That one. Yep. My
Which
middle
side
sister.
note, I loved those episodes, by the way. They were really
Thank
good.
you.
I listened to them while I was driving.
We'll hopefully have them on again as actual guests in the future.
For sure. I have an idea actually for one I could talk to you about after this episode.
Okay. Sweet, sweet. You're 7.
My seventh is Coral Island.
Hey yo.
I I remember Nero and I discovered this game together,
Yes,
actually. It because of its Disney-esque art style for the sprites for the characters or
it's really
the
pretty
sprites.
sprites. I love these sprites.
Yeah, and, when we've discovered it, it was early access. It was, like, a couple years ago, but it was just officially released, like, I don't know, a month or 2 ago,
We said a
something
couple
like
years
that.
ago. It was only half a year ago. When was early access.
It's wild. And honestly, I wasn't expecting the game to have its full release.
No, I wasn't. I was expecting this to be in development hell for a while longer.
Yeah, because mostly because of I kept looking at the roadmap and there was like all these patches they were looking at doing, but then for some reason this next patch they did, they knocked out like 5 of those patches at once. And I was like, "Whoa." um so they released it. I haven't really played it a whole lot since it has been officially released, mostly because unfortunately due to them being beta branches, I had to lose all my progress. I get to keep the
Oof.
money, but I lost the progress of my farm and stuff. So I
Yeah.
gotta restart, gotta rebuild my relationships and stuff. I was romancing, I think it was Ava. Yeah, I
Okay.
was romancing and the baker. And
Yes.
overall, it's a fun little farming sim game with a huge message of saving the environment. I loved the diving aspect to it, and honestly, I loved the mines, and I cleared through them so fast
You do. You do.
before they restart.
In every
I
game I
yearn,
play with you, you yearn for the mine.
I every farming sim game, I yearn for the mines.
Even Wobbly Life, you yearned for the mines.
True, true. Well,
Always.
in most of those games, that's where the combat is.
Yeah,
I would love to do Stardew where there are monsters that come out at night. I would love to play that. Um,
that'd be cool.
so that's a playthrough we can do at some point. But yeah, Coral Island, loved it. But since I didn't really play it much this year, I placed it a little lower, but mostly because of other farming sim games that I played. That one of which I will get to. So yeah,
All right, my number 6 is Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
I want to play it
Man,
so bad. I want
what
to
a
play it so
fucking
bad.
game! What a
I want
fucking game! It's so good.
to play it. I
You
want to
you
play it.
need to play it. Like Cal Kestis is single handedly keeping my interest in Star Wars
Mhm.
alive. This game franchise, like
And not to like disregard the other one. I mean, I hope the other Star Wars game is good. I can't even remember the name of it, but it's got that
Outlaws.
critter. Outlaws, yeah. I hope it's good. I really
I hope
do.
so. I still
Um,
inspire. I don't know. Doesn't inspire hope in me, but we'll
maybe I'll
see.
do Starfield better than Starfield. Who knows?
You know, you know. Um, but yeah, Survivor was a great follow up to Fallen Order. I think Fallen Order's story was a little bit better than Survivor, but Survivor still had a phenomenal story. Great characters. I think the cast of characters you got to really live with them more,
Hmm.
especially some of the ones like Marin from the first team who you didn't get to see too much.
Yeah.
And then the new character Bode is so interesting. It was just like I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't played the game. Play the game. It's just
I was
if
about
you
to
like.
ask you a spoiler question, but I forgot we're on a podcast.
Oh, I might edit this out. Then you quick ask it.
No.
Okay,
It's okay.
all right. But it's real good. I enjoyed it a lot. They definitely scaled down the scope of the planet. Like there's less planets, but the planets are bigger. So probably
Did
equals about the same.
did you play it on console or did you play it on PC?
I did play it on console, so I have no idea what the issues the PC players were having. I didn't even know that was an issue. So like 3 months later, when I
Mhm.
heard people like be like, "Oh man, Jedi Survivor sucks," I'm like, "What are you talking about? Game ran fine." And I'm like, "Oh, it
Yeah.
was a PC problem."
I'm considering getting those games on Xbox, so I might play Fallen Order on my Xbox because I haven't played through that one yet either. I started to, and then I made the mistake of going to
Oh,
Darth Maul's planet,
the Dathomir.
Dathomir. Yeah.
Yeah,
I made the mistake of going there first, and I just felt stuck, and then I stopped.
yeah. You can easily do that. I like the game lets you try to give that challenge, but it is very very hard to do that first.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, I highly recommend these games. Like, and it is single handedly keeping my interest in Star Wars alive right now,
Hmm.
and I'm very looking forward to whatever the third game is. I have a feeling I know what it's going to be called, but that's spoilers.
Yeah, got
But
you.
it's real good. It's real good.
Um,
6 for you.
my next game is Mario Wonder.
Hey yo.
I loved it. I didn't play through it completely, and anytime I have played it was with Luna and with some other third person, the person who introduced it to us, and then also one of our friends. Good old shout out to JVZ.
Hey
Um,
yo.
he
JV.
played it with us, and it was a lot of fun. There's nothing more to say about it. It's a lot of fun.
It's
It's got
delightful.
it's got quirky little mechanics, and the one thing I didn't like is just that I can't really play as a Yoshi without there being any negative side effects or whatever,
Mm,
or turning on. I can't really tell if it's turning on easy mode or if it isn't. I don't really know, but it's like if it affects the game, then I don't want to play it.
right.
Um, so I've just been spending my time playing as one of the toads.
Down.
But I want to be the Yoshi though.
The Yosh.
Yeah. Anyways, fun game. Love it.
Yes, very delightful.
Mhm.
Some would say wonderful.
Some would call it game of the year.
Some would. My number 5 is Your Turn to Die.
Your
So
turn to die. Your turn to die. That.
I spent a good, I think it was a 3-week period streaming this game.
Oh right, I remember you streaming this.
Yes. So this game, this is the game that I mentioned that technically came out before 2023, but it launched on Steam in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
It's still not done. It's still technically in early access. There's one chapter left to come out, so I don't know the ending. Which is probably why it's still this low on the list. Because man, this game, this game was my like. I didn't play Raincoat fully, which is why it's not like I only barely started it. So that's why I didn't make the list fully. But this was my spiritual successor to Danganronpa. Like
Mm.
this game, it like took what I love about Danganronpa and then upped the horror elements, and it just it's such a I literally got to a point where like I never not felt this in like any other killing game style game where I
Mm-hmm.
literally just sat there unable to make a decision for like almost 30 minutes on stream. I think I was just sitting there. I'm like I can't choose who's gonna live and die. I literally cannot make this decision. Um,
Damn.
the game is really good. I cannot wait for whenever the final chapter comes out. Um, I am extraordinarily looking forward to it. It is a phenomenal, dark, horrific take on the killing game genre,
Yeah.
which you would think would be already be horrific enough, but this game ups the horror.
Yeah. For sure.
Nice little fun, dark indie game. Not a patent here at all. No.
I know there was that other one that I know you and Luna streamed together. That
Oh
was also like
yes,
a successor to Danganronpa.
yes. Project Eden. Uh, I think chapter 2 or chapter the prologue wasn't like I think chapter 1 just came out recently.
Hmm.
So it's a lot more slow going.
Got you.
So
Got you.
we'll probably catch up with it. And then
Was it
there was another
Project?
fan game. No, there was another
I think
fan
it,
game, Danganronpa Lapse, that we did the full
yeah,
playthrough
I was
of.
thinking of the fan game.
Yeah, that one we had thoughts about that.
Oh, got you. Okay, okay.
That was a
Um,
game.
well,
You're number 5, right?
we could
Yes.
talk about that next time on Nerd Nonsense. But until then, uh,
But
number 5 plus 6, 6, 5.
5.
Where? Hold on,
That was my 5. So yes,
I'm
5.
recounting this. Do I have 11 things on this list?
You very well
5,
might.
7, 8, 9, 10. I do have 11.
It's fine.
All right, take out Sons of the Forest, guys. So I'll do 2 entries real quick.
Yeah.
I'll keep it quick. Take out Sons of the Forest, guys, because I didn't really. I played it only for a little bit. Anyways, I put. I feel like I should swap these actually. I accidentally had Cyberpunk below Starfield,
Oh.
but hang on, I'm gonna change that. Starfield is next. Whoa, Starfield.
Whoa.
I will. Oh, I think I know why I did Cyberpunk before Starfield. It's because I haven't finished Cyberpunk yet. Not that I've finished Starfield yet, but I did play a lot more Starfield than Cyberpunk so far.
Like, to be fair though, I played I think I put like 40, 50 hours in Cyberpunk. I still haven't finished Cyberpunk, so you could
Yeah.
put like 100
Uh,
hours in Cyberpunk and not finish Cyberpunk. Same
I
with
think
Starfield.
I think for Cyberpunk, my official count. Let me see. Cyberpunk, where you at? Cyberpunk. Yeah, I've only played like 7.8 hours so far of it, so I haven't really played a whole lot. Um, but Starfield, it's getting a lot of negative flack for good reason. It's something that I've been coming to terms with, and I've been having to accept, and because
The
I guess
grieving
I've just been
process.
I have a lot of copium in my head
It's all right.
for Starfield
Everyone needs to have
because I
copium in something.
yeah, and it's like I was looking forward to it for a long time, and there are a lot of things I do like about it a lot. But I can't warrant a lot of the negatives about it. Um, and overall, like I enjoy exploring space. I enjoy
Hmm.
exploring these planets, just even the ones that feel like there's nothing on them.
Yeah,
I enjoy it, but it does get old after a while. Um, the story was something that I wanted to explore a little more, but unfortunately, I just got bored of it due to my own mistakes of having to make like 6 characters. So I kept on having to restart, and then I just got bored of it. Um,
character reroll syndrome.
yeah. Well, not even that. It was just like I have my own playthroughs that I like to do. So so there was that. But Cyberpunk, this didn't come out this year. Obviously, it came out few years ago, but 2.0 came out this year, and according to what Nero was telling me, it's an entirely different game.
Yeah, we
So,
count it.
mhm.
Look, if Phantom people were legitimately trying to get debating if Phantom Liberty was going to get nominated for Game of the Year because it was like such a new how much 2.0 and Phantom Liberty changed shit.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I do like its character system. My main gripe is just that it doesn't feel like your background really matters a whole lot as far
Yeah,
as I guess it's not entirely a bad thing. It's just I don't like that I have that choice. I guess
yeah, it's just for the
if it
beginning
doesn't
really,
matter.
and that's all it really changes. I was
Mhm.
expecting more from a change, but I rolled both a Nomad and a Corpo, and I was like, oh, nothing really changes
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm actually I think I'm a nomad in my current playthrough. And it's games like these where I wish I could like make like and I can and I still can, but I can't create my own backgrounds, I guess. But like
Yeah,
I am going to make other characters cuz I want to do different builds
yeah,
like I do in all my Fallout games and stuff. So,
first
but yeah,
person shooter RPGs.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely want to try to do like a melee run at some point. I definitely want to. There's all kinds I want to do. So
There's
eventually,
other build potential.
I'm eventually gonna want to dive deep into Cyberpunk. But right now, I had to make room in my computer for other games, and I haven't been playing it lately, so I had to uninstall it. But I will reinstall it soon.
Nice, nice. I wanna jump back into it sooner or later.
Hmm.
Once I get money for Phantom Liberty,
For
which
sure.
I don't know when that's gonna happen because freaking Tekken 8 comes out soon, and then right after Tekken, oh no, actually Persona 3 is on Game Pass. That's actually fine, but Tekken 8
Yeah.
comes out soon. So, anywho,
Huh. Yeah. So you're number 4 now.
yes, my number 4 is Fate Samurai Remnant. So this is a new entry in the Fate franchise. It is a Musou style Fate game, and it was honestly like a very welcome surprise. I did like it kind of simultaneous America and Japanese release, which for Fate feels very freaking rare to get that kind of shit.
I feel like
Uh,
you've explained to me the entire Fate lore, and I don't remember you saying Fate Samurai Remnant.
no, I explained base like I'm somewhere about Fate Grand Order. Fate Samurai Remnant is so in the grand Fate's a multiverse, right? So it's
Yeah.
just one timeline, and this one is specifically set in like the 1500s Japan, I believe. Um, really cool, really fun. Lots of it works almost as like a spiritual successor or spiritual remake to the original Fate Stay Night in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
Um, but it's got great combat, phenomenal story through 4 endings, which I played through them all. I'm sitting at 99% completion because I did like there's one ending like you have to like it's a stupid like you need to go back and make one choice different and then go through a different choice path even though like, there's like one different cutscene. And I'm like,
Mm.
God damn it, it's haunting me, it's haunting me. But I really enjoyed it a lot. As a Fate fan, it's one of the I think one of the best honestly Fate projects out there. Um, for Fate Grand Order people, in the Japan client of the game, they're getting a Fate. They get bleh, a collab with the game in like a week.
Mm.
So that's hype. And then they announced the DLC for the game. The first DLC comes out in February.
Okay.
So I will be getting back into that once the DLC launches.
I will say I was just googling it and I did see DLC as one of the first results.
Yeah,
So,
like it got announced at the New Year's Fate stream.
mhm.
So like yesterday. That is my number 4.
My number 4 is Wobbly Life.
Hey yo, we wobble.
We wobble it. Now, upon research, this game came out in 2020. This really gave like an Among Us sort of feel in that like the game became very popular at a specific time, but was actually out for
A
quite a bit
while.
longer. But so the way I saw it is it became popular this year. I think it was this year. I don't know. It felt like this year, so it could have been last year. I don't know. But
Fine, we
fuck you
approve.
guys. Fuck you guys. I'm wobbling.
We just
And
wobble.
it's a good old time. It's you know what? It's a game that's got no upfront story. And I was able to get Nero to play, and he was actually enticed.
Yeah,
And
and
so
for those who don't know, I'm a story head. If there's no
mhm.
story, good luck getting me to play a fucking game.
But the dude's walking around with a little cheese head, just walking around going like, "Wait, there's lore. There's
There's
lore in this.
lore.
I
I
gotta
found the
discover
lore.
this." So and honestly, we gotta go. We gotta get back into it
We
because there's been
do.
some patches.
I saw there's been patches. We do have to jump back in. Ah man,
Hey
freaking
Luna, you want to play Wobbly Life sometime? Okay. She said no.
damn. Rip. All right, just you and me gonna wobble. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just bros wobbling. Gotta
All
get my
right.
UFO back.
True. True.
It gets
On
fun.
to number 3.
Number 3. Spider-Man 2.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking great sequel. Insomniac
Mhm.
doesn't miss. It
True,
really
true.
don't. They really don't. Uh, phenomenal set pieces. Switching between Peter and Miles felt so fluid and great. It it was just more Spider-Man, yeah. But man, more Spider-Man is real good. It's like a 9.5 out of 10 for me. It's like it's phenomenal,
Mhm.
amazing. Some would say spectacular.
Ooh,
Uh,
amazing and spectacular.
yes.
Not to mention Homecoming.
Goddamn. Uh, it's really good though. It does the
Mhm.
Venom storyline really nice, and the Craven storyline. It does actually a lot with the Venom storyline that I did not expect it to do. So
I
for
think I
Venom
ran into
fans,
spoilers of that said Venom storyline. So,
yeah, they do a lot, and I was like, oh, we're going here. Oh,
mhm.
as a comic book fan of Spider-Man, I was very happy with everything I got,
Yeah.
and I'm very anticipating the. I know the Insomniac leaks floating about. I have not looked into any of that out of respect for Insomniac. So I don't know if what the details of it got leaked, but I am very much looking forward to whatever the new DLC is going to be
Mhm.
for it. So yeah, Spider-Man is good.
It just makes me look forward to Wolverine.
I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped for that. I next year is Wolverine's I think it's the 50th anniversary. Or is it 100?
Oh, really?
Is it 100
Wow.
years of Wolverine actually? That seems more likely. 2020 1920s Wolverine, right?
Um,
Uh, I know it's an
50th.
anniversary. It's
This
50th. Okay.
January celebrate Wolverine's 50th
Yeah.
anniversary.
There's a lot of stuff happening for Wolverine's 50th. I know I have a coworker who's really into Marvel Legends figures.
Mhm.
and he was telling me about all like these like lines they're doing for Wolverine, and then we were like, oh yeah, the X-Men '97 show's coming out next year,
I'm
and
just
also Deadpool 3 featuring Wolverine. So there's a lot of Wolverine next year.
not just Wolverine, the Wolverine,
The Wolverine.
and
Uh,
potentially the new one. Who knows?
we'll see.
Um, but anyways, not about Wolverine. My number 3, which might be what you're gonna talk about next, or is gonna be your number 1. Not sure.
Okay,
Um, Final Fantasy 16.
here's what we're talking about next. So we can do that. My number 2 is Final Fantasy 16. So
Okay, sweet. So you're gonna talk. We might as well just both talk about it
yeah,
then. Yeah, love it. Now my experience is watching it. Great movie.
Pheno-
We
phenomenal game
talked about
too.
this. We talked about this already, but yeah, great movie. I
Some of the
in my
best.
personal opinion, I think the peak is just Bahamut. Um,
Bahamut's a great peak for it. Like
yeah,
that's a fair point. That's fair. Um,
Ultima was good, but I know Odin was a little bit of a like comparatively.
yeah, Odin's
It's
arc was.
good.
It was good. It was cool. It just Bahamut. You don't get Bahamut was freaking chef's kiss.
Final Fantasy 16 is a mech anime.
Oh, it's just it. Actually, they're flesh mechs. You're right. You're right. It's just flesh mechs. It's
I
a mech
just
anime.
watching the Bahamut fight. I was like, dude, like I was going to Luna, like, dude, they're gonna combine, and then they did,
They
and
did
I'm like,
Gatai.
they're Gurren Laganning.
No, they did. They got tied. Bahamut was shooting Gundam lasers. It was just the
It
mech
was
anime.
what a visual spectacle it was. And it was
Holy shit!
awesome.
It's so cool, and I have not played the DLC yet, the first DLC, because shit was happening.
Yeah,
Uh, but I'm going to be playing it soon, and I can't wait for the Leviathan DLC coming out in
for
spring,
sure, for
because
sure.
that's gonna be hype. It's cool. Freaking the voice acting, also the performances given in that game were just next
It's
level.
really good. It's really good.
Yeah, I love that game. Anyway,
Two of
that's
the
my number
best,
2.
two of the best Sids, honestly.
Honestly,
And that's all I'll say on that as far as Sid.
yeah.
To avoid spoilers, please go play it if you haven't.
Or watch it like
Yeah, or watch it. Honestly, get a friend to play it. Honestly, because that's a lot of fun to watch. It's better than just watching like a playthrough on
yeah,
YouTube. I think watching it and that's a great part about it too. Is like watching it with while a friend's playing it is fun. Like there's some games that you just can't watch people play. I feel like Fallout's one of those. Um,
yeah. It's kind of weird to watch someone play Fallout.
mhm. But it's such a great game to watch and play.
It's a spectacle.
I guess I'll just move on to my number 2 since that was your number
Yeah,
2. My Time at Sandrock.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, that came out this year.
Yep.
Woo! It's so fun. It's not a farming sim, but it's like a life sim game. Um, and I feel like it just does all the things that it's supposed to do very well. Um, farming is a part of it, but it's definitely not a focus. You're in the desert. You can't really farm very well in the desert. But what you can do is build stuff. You're a builder,
Yeah,
and you're creating relationships with people around the town. And it honestly, I think it is the best NPCs in a town in the farming sim genre.
it's high praise.
Um, because like I do get attached to like the Coral Island NPCs, the Stardew, and the Sunhaven, but like honestly, I think it probably helps that they're also voiced. But the way you
Mm,
interact with them, the way you do dates, the way you do just hangouts and stuff, and the way you interact with your parents and even like your hometown best friend as well, the you can actually reply to them in your letters and stuff.
yes.
Uh,
I don't know if it was you or Luna who told me about that.
Yeah. It's it's just fun. It's a lot of fun, and I put a lot of grind into it. And I never beat it. I know Luna has beaten it, I believe.
Probably.
And
With the amount of hours she put in.
She's bought it 3 times or twice now, I think, and I'm about to buy it a second time myself on my Xbox, and we're just having a jolly good time with it.
The Rock's Call.
Mhm. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Honestly, I think the game also has Luna's, biggest, fantasy crush now.
Oh,
It has surpassed, other games as far as that. Anyways, I
so
guess
I
we will
think we have the
do
same number one.
Is it Baldur's
Probably.
Gate?
Is it Baldur's? Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It's
We can
Baldur's
both talk
Gate.
about Baldur's Gate.
Nerd Nonsense Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Who could have
It's no
guessed?
shock though. We're D&D nerds,
Yeah.
so
I mean, look, it almost wasn't. It was almost Final Fantasy 16 for me. And then Laurie was like, "Hey, bitch, you like epilogues? Here's an
true.
epilogue." And I'm like, "I do like epilogues. Thank
How did
you.
you know?
How'd you know? Oh, this epilogue's real good. Oh, I'm emotional. Shit. All right, it's Game of the Year."
Oh no.
They fixed my biggest two. Like, as I was the quote unquote biggest Baldur's Gate hater, uh, as it is, it was my number, as it being my number two.
Yeah, but
But
you
that,
being like the biggest Baldur's Gate hater, you were still a
oh, I
fan. You
loved it. It was my
still
number.
liked it.
It's my number two game of the. It was my number two, and then Laurie was
Yeah,
like, "Here are all the issues you had. We fixed it now." I'm like, "Oh, okay. It's Game of the Year
and
now,
more.
and
And
more."
more.
So Larian's phenomenal support for this game.
We've already talked about Baldur's Gate on
A
this
lot. We don't need to talk
podcast,
about it
and
more, but it's
if
fucking great.
if you want, we could dedicate an entire episode to more if you want, but it's man, it's just a phenomenal game, and it honestly does deserve Game of the Year,
Oh yeah, got the
despite
nerd
people saying
nonsense stamp of
otherwise.
approval.
Dis- Despite people saying otherwise, I had to talk. I actually got into like not an argument, but I definitely did like have a
A
little
heated
Twitter.
conversation.
I had a Twitter interaction. Baldur's Gate versus Spider-Man. So
Oh, I saw that shit on Twitter and TikTok, and I'm like,
yeah,
y'all play games, play more games. It's fine.
yeah.
Spider-Man's great, but
It
it's
could
fine
be
to say you don't play games.
it could be your game of the year,
Yeah,
and that's totally fine. You're
you
just
know.
not the masses or critics.
Yeah, it's all right. Let us switch gears now. We could do movies.
Okay. For context for everyone, for these next two lists, I actually don't have 10. So we'll just I think what we'll do is you could do your 10 and 9 and then
Okay,
your 10, 9 and 8 and then I'll jump in at 8.
okay. So I will speed through a little bit here. My number 10 is
We are
Strays for movies.
is
Uh,
what?
Strays.
Strays.
Little comedy movie that probably not many people see because it's an R-rated
Oh!
comedy, starring Jamie Foxx and Will Ferrell as dogs.
That's
And
awesome.
like when I tell you, I have not laughed this hard in a theater in years. Um,
And it's got Randall Park.
it's got Randall Park in it too. It is
Damn,
a
it got 3 stars.
This movie was ridiculous. I almost peed my pants in theaters. I was laughing so
Really?
hard. Now, no, it's this humor. The humor in this movie, it's not very PC.
Mhm.
It is an R-rated comedy about dogs.
Yeah.
Take that with what you will. There is shit jokes. There is humping shit jokes. But it's a great comedy. It's got a little heartwarming message in the middle too. Uh, the base premise is Will Ferrell is a dog whose owner hates him, and he tries to keep abandoning him, and he will not. Will Ferrell just keeps finding a way back.
Dennis Quaid as Bird.
Oh
Jesus.
yeah, movie was funny.
Mhm.
If you like raunchy, ridiculous comedies, highly recommend.
I mean, it's rated R, so I see that.
Yep. So take that with what you will.
Mhm.
Number 9 for me is Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
That's your number 9?
Yeah. Uh,
Okay.
you're like interesting. I like this movie. It's on your list, I assume, somewhere.
It is. It is on
Yeah.
my list.
I enjoyed this movie a lot. I had
Yeah.
a grand old time with it. It's a great movie. I hope we get more. I want
Hmm.
more D&D movies, please.
For sure.
The fact that it is so low on this list honestly speaks volumes to how good the movies were for this year for me.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
I
And
I
you go to the theaters a lot.
I do.
I'm
Every go
gonna
unlimited.
try to go more now, especially considering I know we're gonna be doing this at the end of every year, so
Yeah.
so I would like to be more equipped, I guess. So
So yeah, that was my number 9 though. We'll talk more about it when we get to your side. That's just
mhm.
gonna speed through a little bit
We
here.
gotta speed through, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We have some time, but not too much time.
Mhm.
Uh, my number 8 is Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King, the Black
I did
Clover
have a
movie.
yeah, I did
I'm
have
a
a movie.
big ass Black Clover fan.
Mhm.
It's my favorite modern shonen. That's a lie. It's my second favorite modern shonen. Freaking My Hero exists. It's my second favorite modern shonen. I love Black Clover to death. I think it does not get enough recognition, and this movie was fucking phenomenal. Gorgeously animated, great story. It was good. It was real
Mhm.
freaking good. I enjoyed it a lot.
I feel like Black Clover isn't as accessed by the masses, but
No,
though the people who love Black Clover very much love Black
so
Clover.
I know why. Right? It's a slower start to most shonen,
Mhm.
and the Japanese voice for Asta, at least at the beginning, was nails on a chalkboard bad.
Yeah.
Um, I watched it in dub, so I never had that issue.
Mhm.
And the dub is phenomenal. So
I'll have to look at that cast actually, but
um, Chris Sabat plays the mentor, Yami. It's freaking
awesome.
perfect. It's perfect.
Another modern shonen where Chris Abbott is the mentor.
Yep. Um, and then J. Michael Tatum plays a another like inspirational leader type.
That's a
Uh,
name I haven't heard in a while. J. Michael Tatum. Aaron Dismuke is in this. Cool.
yeah, it's got a great cast. It's real
Micah
good.
Salusad. Yeah, this is a good cast.
So, and they got the cast back for the movie because I wasn't sure because it was being done by Netflix. So I wasn't sure like contract wise.
Hmm.
But they got everyone back, and I was hype. So great movie, love it. Black Clover's ending soon. The manga made much sadness.
Hmm.
Uh, watch Black Clover. It's real good.
For sure.
Anyway, you're number 8.
My number 8 is the FNAF movie.
Ah, yes.
And this is strictly because I haven't seen a lot of movies that came out this year.
But you did
Um
watch the FNAF one.
I did
I
watch
also did.
FNAF and I had a lot of fun. I
It
had a
was a
lot
fun
of fun
movie. It
watching it.
was fun.
Definitely never really got scared from it.
No,
Definitely didn't get scarred from anything.
no,
Every
that's
jump
a lie.
scare was predictable. I think we
Ju-
talked about the FNAF movie
we definitely
already.
did.
So,
Balloon Boy,
um,
only jump scare that got me.
yeah, I never
Fuck
even
you,
got
Balloon
jump
Boy.
scared from him. It was like I
Fuck
don't
you,
know,
Balloon Boy.
but it was funny. Now I'll say the biggest jump scare for me was finding out that the actor the guy was the Shaggy voice was a Shaggy actor,
Oh,
and I didn't know that.
oh, you
I
didn't know
guess
going
like
in?
no, I didn't. I didn't. Look, I'm not a big FNAF guy.
That's
So
fair.
I didn't really look into much. I didn't even know. Oh, what's his face? The main guy. I didn't know that actor was in the movie.
Oh,
I didn't know anything about this movie other than Freddy Fazbear and the crew was gonna be in it. That's all I knew.
solid.
'Cause
Fun
I
movie.
don't follow FNAF
FNAF.
at all. But yeah, so
Right.
FNAF.
FNAF. My number 7 was Elemental. Uh,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it a lot. I think it's a good return to form for Pixar. I think the marketing for that movie did a horrible injustice because
Mhm.
the way that movie was marketed is not what that movie was.
Mm.
You got it was like the way it was marketed felt like a Romeo and Juliet style element story. Uh, which there were elements of that, but it was really a story about immigration and being a second gen immigrant. Uh, so not at all what the trailers made it seem like. It was really good. It hit hard for me in a lot of places, and
Mhm.
I really enjoy Elemental.
That's good.
Yeah,
Um, I guess my next
yeah.
one. Uh, We had to research this one, and I think it was a stretch, but we were able to make it work. Megan.
It's not a stretch. It definitely came out this year. There was
Mhm.
the premiere doesn't count.
Okay. So, I loved it. It and not in the ways that a horror movie should be loved.
That's what I hear.
It's funny. It is a funny film, and the thing is, I'm a total bitch when it comes to spooky films. So, for me to say this movie's funny when it's supposed to be a spooky film, I don't know, that might turn you away. But honestly, like, it was a fun movie. I watched it, over Discord with, during a Luna movie night, and
Okay.
it was just a lot of fun to just watch our little live, text feed as we were reacting to this film. It was fun.
Uh,
Megan's the killer, by the way, in case you in
I
case you
did in
didn't know.
fact know that from based on the
Mhm.
trailers.
Yeah.
Oh, what's happening here? Okay. My number 6 is Suzume. I really like
Huh.
this film. You're like, that's
You're
low.
you're you're number 6.
Look, I love Suzume.
Like I
I
said, you
just
see more films than me.
I just did a frick ton of good films for me this year. Suzume was great. I almost didn't see it this year, but I was able to get to a screening when I was doing
Mhm.
its rerun cycle,
Yeah.
and I think I think it is my least favorite of the three Makoto Shinkai recent ones. Like the Your Name, Weathering with You, and
Right, we
this.
mentioned that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I still loved it. I still thought it was great. I still thought it had a phenomenal soundtrack, great chemistry like, between the two main characters. I love the freaking chair. I love it. Uh,
Chair
it
shonen.
chair shonen. It was great. I love Suzume. We'll probably
Yeah.
talk more about it once we get to it on your list. I have it
Yeah,
soon.
we will, we will.
Your
It's fun, it's
six.
fun. My 6, I put Barbie.
Okay.
I loved it. Of course, for it to be so low, for me, the main thing is I'm not the target audience.
That's why I
Um,
didn't make it on my list. I was definitely not the
yeah,
target audience for this movie. I
yeah.
didn't see it though.
I thought it was funny. I enjoyed it, and very memeable.
Oh yes.
And and I felt like it had really good messaging for the female audience, and also for a lot of male audience too. I thought it was just really good overall. I had a
We are
fun time.
Knuff.
Yeah. And I'll just tell you right now, spoilers, 5 and 4. 5 and 4 are D&D and Suzume. So,
Let's get right into this then.
yeah. Uh I absolutely loved the D&D
Oh,
film,
it's
and
phenomenal. It was great.
I think I have I it's actually it's actually the only film out of these that I've rewatched.
Yeah,
I love it a lot, and I felt like it was visually very done very well, and it really encapsulated what it meant to run
it did.
a D&D campaign.
I mean, there were tons of moments where I was like, oh, as a DM, I was like, oh, yep, okay, yep, that happened, that
And the
happened.
thing is, you'll watch an entire scene, and then you think about it, and you go like, "Man, this alone was like a 5-hour session."
Yep, the freaking opening with
Yeah.
the with Jonathan and the Araconda judge
Yeah.
breaking out. I was like, this is very much some D&D bullshit that would totally happen at my table.
Yeah.
They're just like,
The, the whole idea of them having this escape plan, but then, like, ultimately being like, "You didn't have to do that." Like, that yeah, that's a D&D session right
yeah,
there.
that is, yeah. I love when the paladin guy comes. And I'm like, yep,
Mhm.
that is definitely a DM insert character to help carry the party for the
Or
next bit.
even a friend who just joined in for a
Oh
session
yeah,
or so. Like, 'cause that's the character I run a lot of the time is, for my brother, because I can't join every session that he does, so I'll just play this character who just kinda shows up, kicks ass, does really good for some reason. I just get really lucky rolls, I
God damn
guess,
you, God damn
and,
you.
I just become this legend at the D&D table. I also get like I also do very risky things because I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? My character's gonna die. I probably am not even gonna be here for the next session.
YOLO.
So I go with a straight YOLO mentality. So and it works out. Yeah. And then Suzume, we already talked about Suzume, so we can go into your 5 and 4 now if you want.
My 5 is TMNT Mutant Mayhem.
What did you
This
say to me?
what?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What do you think I said?
I don't know. You were just like TMNT. I don't know. Like
You-
I don't know.
What the fuck did you say? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Dude, we need to clip these and make shorts, I swear.
We really do. Um, that's clippable. Um, freaking, it was great. Phenomenal. It was done by the same guys who did Puss in Boots: Last Wish, I believe. It animation was gorgeous.
It looked like a fun film,
It
to
was
be honest.
so much fun.
I've seen the trailer for it so many times with the times I went to the theaters. So
The
yeah.
turtles were the most teenage they've ever been.
Mhm.
Love that Donnie is an anime nerd.
Yeah.
There's a scene where they break into the high school, and then Donatello was like, looks to see this guy, sees an Attack on Titan drawing on it. He's like, this guy's seen Attack on Titan. He gets me more than anyone I've ever met in my whole life. And I'm like, real. It's really fun. The villains are great. Freaking Superfly was a great villain to pick for the first
Mhm.
movie. Bebop Rocksteady. It's such a fun film. I had fun the whole way. I had a bloody huge grin on my face the entire movie.
Yeah.
It was just fun. Another animated film for number 4, less fun, more somber, The Boy and the Heron. If you want to hear my thoughts on that, you go watch the episode where I reviewed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about it again. Go watch it. There's an episode, the one right before this, where I give a whole hour long talk about it. But it's great.
Not that long if you want to avoid spoilers.
Yeah, if you just want a quick one, it's like the first 15, 20 minutes is non-spoiler.
Mhm. Yeah.
Anyway, phenomenal film.
What's your number 3?
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Oh. That's my number 2.
I have a feeling I know what your number 1 and yeah, okay. No, this all makes sense now. Yep. It was there was a version of this list where this could have been my number 2 also.
Mhm.
Had events transpired differently. But this movie was a perfect capstone to the Guardians trilogy.
Not to mention, like, it was just the light in the darkness that was just Marvel films lately. Like, even like I don't know, there hasn't been a lot of like good, like really good Marvel films. They've
Mhm.
all kind of just been like, it was fun, or it was okay, or it was bad.
Yeah,
And
this
this one was
was
just like, this is one that actually like I felt tears welling in my eyes pretty
oh
much the whole movie.
I cried like a bitch at one with
Mhm.
the one scene with the animals. Got me.
Oh yeah.
It was great. It truly was a perfect send off to the Guardians.
Mhm.
I would argue that the Guardians trilogy after this movie is the best trilogy in the MCU.
I had a theory when Endgame finished and we knew Adam was going to be in this film, and I was like, "Oh, well they need Thor in this movie to combat Adam because he's such a powerful character. How in the world are they going to do it?" Then when I saw Thor: Love and Thunder, I was like, "Oh, so he's not going to be in Guardians. How are they going to handle Adam then?" To which that became the plot. Like
It
like not even the plot, but that became a plot.
was the B plot.
It was a plot that was also a thing that was into the main plot, but yeah, no, and they handled it very well, and I loved it
Yeah,
very much.
it was
Great
phenomenal.
film.
You're number 3.
My number 3 is Mario.
It didn't make my list. It was so close to making it.
Really,
I
I just
love
remember
Mario. I
having
loved it.
I remember having a lot of fun, and I was expecting the film to not be like I was expecting it to be kind of mediocre, but it raised my it went beyond my expectations
Yeah.
very much. The only way it could be number 1 is if it had more Yoshi, but it didn't. So,
Sequel. We got that Yoshi egg at the
yeah,
end.
There's a theory that I ran into about how they can include Dr. Mario and how he's their third brother. Um,
Yeah,
but
I think you told me about that theory. That
yeah,
sounds
it's
familiar.
it's a wild one. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this film. And also I guess another thing that took away from it was just Donkey Kong's voice. I don't know.
No, no, I agree with you
I
thousand
had more
percent.
problems with I had more problems with Donkey Kong's voice than Mario's.
Oh yeah, 100.
It made major. Chris Pratt did actually a really good job, I
Yeah,
think.
Chris Pratt did great. Seth Rogen was like, I'm just gonna do my Seth Rogen voice.
Yeah.
That was it. I mean, the real standout, of course, was Jack Black.
Oh yeah, amazing. I remember playing Peaches like a million times. I'm surprised wait, we could talk about this next episode, but I'm surprised Peaches hasn't shown up in our blended playlist yet.
I am also surprised about that.
Yeah.
Side note, I'm even more aghast that it did not make the Oscar shortlist for Best Original Song.
True.
It, like the shortlist came out, and I was like, "What the fuck? Where's Peaches?
Mhm.
Where the hell is Peaches?" Some garbage Oscars.
Yeah.
It was great. I did love that movie. It was between that or Stray at number 10. I felt like giving a shout out to Stray because I had figured you would have it here somewhere. So,
Mhm.
uh,
So so Guardians was my number 2. So what's your number 2?
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
What? Okay.
My number 1 and 2 flip flopped a lot when I was making this list.
It's my number 1. It's
I know it's
so
your yeah.
that's why I said what?
Never. We'll get to when I get to number 1, but I did not think there would ever be a movie this year that would top this for me because this movie was near perfect. And the only detraction, and this is the reason why my number 1 is the number 1 versus this, is that it is not a complete story. It is
That's
very
true.
much a part 1. So there is no, the ending is not there. They concluded a huge arc. Gwen's story arc was concluded. But the
Mhm.
main overall storyline for Miles was not concluded in this movie. Um, that's my only, like, they're probably the only reason why it's not the number 1.
Yeah.
Because, man,
And I'm
this
excited
movie
cuz
was, like, amazing.
I overall like it more than the first one,
Same.
but it is just the to be continued that causes me to be all like, I don't know, do I like it more than the first one? It depends on how they do the ending, I
Yeah.
guess. But
It,
then it's not entering the territory of the second one. Now it's like, I don't know. I'm torn. But
it's,
I love it a lot.
yeah. I mean, what a showcase of animation of just like the first one was amazing. This one just continued to and doubled down on the animation style and just went above and beyond.
And also just I love the story of the stop motion kid
Oh
for
yeah,
that
with
film.
the Lego.
Well, and how the movie was delayed because they found him and because he completely recreated the trailer
Yeah,
and with Legos, and they're like, "Hey, you want to be in the movie?" And he goes, "Yeah." So they delayed it so that they give him more time to get
the
to get
scene.
his parts done,
Yeah, the movie
which I'm like,
was
awesome.
so good. There's so many like little. I love all the new Spider people. I love freaking man. It's so good. It
Yeah.
really is.
Every new edition was great. So many Easter eggs, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
Yes,
Honestly, a lot of fun to rewatch. I assume
I
I haven't
definitely.
rewatched it yet.
I went.
I
I saw it in theaters 3 times.
really
Yeah,
did you get actually did you get the different versions that everyone talked about
I
on like
didn't
TikTok and stuff?
know there were different versions till later, till after I saw it 3 times. So I don't know
Oh,
100%. Like
damn.
I saw it like day one, went again the next day with a different person, and then the third day, like I like it was
Yeah,
like back to back to back. So I'm like, I need to
because
experience this movie
I
again.
was curious to how they would plan on doing that in the DVD or in like the official release and stuff. I was curious
I
of how
will
they would
let
do that.
you know because I do have the Blu-ray.
Hmm.
I just got it recently.
So then, if that's the case, what's your number one?
My number 1 is a
It's
little
Barbie,
movie
isn't it?
called Godzilla Minus One.
Oh, true. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about that one.
Never again. I did not think there would be a movie that would top Spider Verse for me, and then Godzilla's like, "Bitch, hold my beer."
Godzilla emerged from the depths. Rah!
um, this movie made me care about humans in a Godzilla movie
Hmm.
way more than Godzilla, which is a testament. I
So
openly sobbed, like openly, like tears streaming down my face at the ending of this movie.
you've been waiting to talk about this film too. I know.
This movie's so freaky. Please, please, everyone listening, watch Godzilla -1. It is a phenomenal, like, even if you don't like kaiju story, it's a phenomenal World War II story. It
Is it
is,
your favorite Godzilla film? Because I know there's
yes,
another one that people contest it with.
Shin Godzilla.
Yeah.
I like it more than Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla is what if what how do you bureaucracy hell deal with that kind of disaster, which is fascinating. This movie though is more emotional on a personal level. Um, this is like a movie where I can like I openly quote it, and I say the quotes and I'll get teary eyed. Um, it is such a strong emotional heart and core at its center. All the characters are fully fleshed out with motivations, and you just feel the pain, and they're like, ugh, I don't know how to describe. It's one of those movies you gotta see. It's
I bet.
I mean, I can tell you right off the bat, like, not spoilers. The main character is a kamikaze pilot who did not fulfill his missions. His mission to kamikaze.
Oh, so he gets like survivor guilt.
Yeah, so right off the bat, you have that,
Yeah.
and that's already just for a story in general is a strong hook.
Yeah.
Add on to this with all the other layers of Godzilla and what it means to. It really is a story about veterans, right? So what does it mean to survive a war, and how do you move on from that? And oh my god, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
This the Spider-Verse did flip around a lot for my top movie, but I think it
I
edges
bet.
out again because it's such a
It's a complete story.
complete
Yeah.
story with such a poignant, strong ending for me, where I can
Not to mention, Spider-Man already has this expectation. Godzilla just kind of had their expectation of being like just kind of mid.
yeah
So
is
to be the movie that it is, yeah,
yeah
it's a huge one.
it is amazing. The best Godzilla movie for me. I think it is the highest grossing Japanese Godzilla movie also, which phenomenal.
Awesome.
Love to see it. Um, Man, I can literally say that like the last line of the movie is engraved in my like brain because it's so
Yeah,
poignant.
I remember you were telling me you really want to talk about it in our next episode, but then I started moving. So
Yeah,
you never got it. Instead you talk about Boy and the Heron. So
yes.
which
Uh,
not a bad one to talk about, but
no, but yeah, loved Godzilla. Highly recommend everyone check it
yeah.
out if you have the chance still. I know it's like slowly leaving theaters right now. But even if you can watch it at home, like still, it's such a
Hmm.
great movie.
We
All right,
still have shows.
we can wrap it up quick. Well, we've had longer episodes. It's fine.
That's true. Actually, our most viewed one is the Game Awards
Yeah, which is
reactions.
freaking really long. So
Yeah.
length means nothing.
Well, and this is my shortest list. I know you have 10
Yeah.
probably, and I remember you said like it was like something you were barely able to get 10.
Uh, yeah. Well, so all the other so these are top 10. All right. So I'll start off the beginning. I have a lot of honorable mentions where these are
Yeah.
shows that I have started but not. So for my top for the I have a lot of caveats for this one. So on this list for me are shows that I have a finished. I finished whatever the season of it is out, right? B, they aired in 2023 at some point. C, they're concluded. So I do want to give a shout out to Freerun Beyond Journey's End and Shangri-La Frontier, which are both airing right now and they're not done yet. And they won't be done till sometime in 2024. Uh,
Uh-huh.
they both would have made this list though if they were concluded. Probably. I imagine if all the
Yeah.
endings were good. Freerun, honestly, if it made this list, would be my number one. It's not my number one out of technicality because it's not done yet.
Mm,
But I did want to just shout out Free Run. I'll talk about it more in a different episode, but phenomenal. Um, so start with my list though, and they're all anime for this one because live regular Western TV sucked for me this year. I
I
watched
have
I watched Secret Invasion. I was like, I'm done.
I have 3 Western shows.
Okay.
I think I
Uh,
have I have 7 things on this list, and 3 of them are Western shows.
that's fine. Yeah. I just it didn't hit for me this year. I don't know if this is about me or for anime or shows in general. Whatever. So my number 10 is The 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you. Have you heard of this? Have you heard of this little gem,
I
Makoto?
think you talked about it in our tier list.
I probably did. Maybe. I don't know. It's not done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it wasn't done at the time. Now it is. The first season's done. This show is the end of what I would like to call the final boss of the harem genre. As we know, harem wars in the anime community, they happen.
For
Best
sure.
girl. This show then poses the solution. What if all girls win? What if all girls are best girls? This show.
Well, then you get into a slippery slope of women's rights.
So this is the premise of the show is right. Main character has been rejected 100 times. Uh, man's a trooper. You find out the only reason he's been rejected 100 times is because the god of love messed up his specific love contract sheet, whatever, when he was like deciding his fates, and he got negative karma for the first 16 years of his life because he was then he has to face he got 100 rejections to counterbalance that he somehow got assigned 100 soulmates.
Oh.
And it follows the you look into their eyes soulmate rule, but also if you somehow don't end up with your soulmate, you have bad karma for the rest of your life and probably will die a horrible death.
Hmm.
So man has a moral obligation uh to date all 100 of his soulmates. It's freaking this show. I don't even know how to describe this. Like it's a comedy, right? It pokes fun at the harem genre. It breaks the fourth wall all the time, but it is also it gives every single character like they could easily with this kind of gimmick, right? You could easily just strap 100 cookie cutter templates and call it a day. No,
Mm-hmm.
each character is fully developed. And from
Oh.
what I heard from manga readers, it's still going strong. There are 23 girlfriends, I think.
Oh,
And
so it's
each,
only had its first season,
yeah,
or is it?
first season, 6 girlfriends
Oh
out of
gosh.
the 100. The manga's ongoing. And I think they're girlfriend like 23, 24. And each girlfriend's basically had a whole volume dedicated to them at this point.
Have they confirmed the second season?
Yeah,
Or
yep, they greenlit right
okay.
away. With I think the next they showed like they kind of like did a tease at the end for the next 4.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the best part about it is all the characters have chemistry with each other. Like all the feet girls have chemistry with each other. The main character is likable, extraordinarily so. Like in a lot of harem anime, they're just the main character's kind of bland or whatever.
Yeah.
This man, this man is the biggest cheerleader for his girlfriends. He is the biggest fan of them. He is, but he's also like he's also got like rockly eyebrows, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
He's got the bushy brows. It's really fun. It's a fun game. It's a fun rom com. I enjoyed it a lot. I almost broke at one point and just started reading the manga. I was like, I can't. I need to know. I need to know what happens next. The plot.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. What's your first one? Is that 8? You said
7.
7. Okay, so I'll shoot them through now. 9 is Zom 100. You heard of this one?
No.
So Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead. It is the premise goes. I think there's also a live action movie adaptation as well. But the premise is zombie apocalypse. Uh, uh, Rewind. Premise is guy stuck in a black company, an exploitative company, right? He's just
I
wasting away.
think I remember one of my coworkers talking to me about this song.
Yeah, he's just kind of wasting away.
Yeah.
Uh, at this company that's abusing him, exploiting him, and then a zombie apocalypse break out, and he's like, "Wait, I don't have to go to work.
Yeah.
I can
Okay.
live my life." And so
Yeah.
he decides to to finally do his bucket list.
I remember I wanted to watch it mostly because I love zombie apocalypse shows and stuff. So
Um,
we'll get into that with my number 7.
I highly recommend the show. It is. I'm honestly surprised it ended up so low. It's just how strong the other contenders are. Um, this show is colorful. It is vibrant. It's full of life despite its undead themes. Um, it it's really good. It's so fun. It's such a fun show. He's just trying to fill his bucket list, do his bucket list before he gets turned into a zombie, and it's just a fun ride. My number 8 is Blue Lock.
That's it. It's at your number 8.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I expected it to be higher.
That's again just goes to show some of the shows this year are freaking phenomenal for me. But I loved Blue Lock. Easily one of the best sports anime I've seen. It rivals Kuroko and Haikyuu. It is soccer death game, not death game. It's soccer battle royale,
Mm-hmm.
and it is so fun. I think I talked about a lot about Blue Lock throughout the episodes a bit here and there, especially
I know you talked about it in our tier list, and you talk about it
in my other tier list.
with the other tier list.
So I won't go on too much. It's really good though, so I highly recommend. Also,
I know I plan on watching it very soon, so we'll probably have a more in-depth talk
yeah,
about it with spoilers and stuff whenever I watch it.
just want to do shout out though. It is actually the highest grossing manga in Japan this year.
Awesome.
Somehow beat out One Piece and Jujutsu Kaisen.
We actually started carrying more Blue Lock stuff at my
Hell yeah!
anime merch shop, so it's awesome.
My number 7.
I say my shop, since it's mine.
It's your shop. My number 7 is Trigun Stampede. God, what a great show!
I think if my brother would be on this would be his number 1.
It was so good. I love Trigun Stampede. I love the original Trigun, and Stampede was so freaking good. I can't wait to see what comes next. Really, that's where it left me. Whatever Studio Orange puts out. I know some people might be turned off on it because it is that CG animation, but Studio Orange is the one studio that I think never misses with their CGI.
For
They
sure.
just figured it out. They figured out the sauce, how to make CG look good, and how to make faces in CG look good, which I think is always the biggest problem.
I think it's becoming more commonplace these days. What with also with Dragon Ball,
Yeah,
their movie was pretty good. I'd say as far as their animation, it was phenomenal.
yeah.
Um,
It's more and more. It's getting more accepted. There's still obviously bad actors with it who just kind of can't get it right. But I think Orange cracked the code. Was able to crack the code back. I think it was 2017, and they've just been rolling ever since.
yeah, and I think Daima is also gonna be partial CG.
Okay.
So at least from what I saw in the trailer. So
Yeah.
there's that. Call back to episode 1.
I don't want to get back too much into Stampede because I know you're gonna watch it soon eventually.
I
You love
am,
Trigun,
yeah.
so
Well, and we've been on like a bit of a anime kick lately, so more so Luna than me because
yeah.
she's been alone over here, so she's been watching more shows. Which one of my entries is one of the shows she watched because I haven't watched a lot of shows.
Speaking of, I think it's your first one, number 7.
Yeah, number 7. So this one was it's not a stretch because it ended this year, but it's Fear the Walking Dead. It's um especially this season. This season was just ass. It wasn't good. It was not good. And at this point I've been kind of keeping up with it from afar, and oh man, it's not good. I'll tell you what, the show was peak seasons 1 through 3. It was an uphill, and it was really good. And then season 4 happened, which was when they just decided we're gonna change cast or something. Overall, there's still some characters that stick around, but they kill off characters that don't need to be killed
Oof.
off, and they quote unquote kill off characters that are now just back this season. And it's a mess. It's a total mess, and they had no idea what to do with it. And they said, "Sure, why not? Throw this person in here." They migrated 2 characters from the main show into Fear. Um, and it's
Oh,
just overall like it's a mess.
oof.
It's not just watch seasons 1 through 3 if you want to watch it, and it honestly concludes in a way that you know what, this could be the end of the show.
Gotcha. Okay.
I
Number.
got heated.
It's all right. It's all right. My number 6 is Tokyo Revengers Christmas Showdown. Would have included season 3 in here too if I had finished it, but I'm not on season 3. Season 2 and 3 aired the same year, both aired this year,
Okay.
with like a 2 month break, or I guess a 2 season break in between. One was winter, and this one was fall. Season 3 was fall, but Christmas Showdown was great. I love Tokyo Revengers. Some people give it shit. Fuck them. uh, it's hard to do time travel stories.
For sure.
I think though this one does it decently enough, and I'm here for the characters. I'm here for those like emotional moments, and the Christmas Showdown season had that in spades. It had some freaking great emotional peaks where I was literally cheering. I was cheering for my boy Takamichi. You go get him, man, crybaby hero. I really liked it though. Love this season. I'm enjoying season 3 that I'm watching right now. I'm in like episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
Which again might have ended up here too, but got done it. But so far season 3, enjoying it a lot as well. Your number 6.
My number 6. Somehow Palpatine is back. No, somehow this show passed Fear the Walking Dead, yeah, but Ahsoka. Um,
So
I
yeah,
put Ahsoka here mostly because just this last season of Fear the Walking Dead was such a letdown. But Ahsoka overall was like, eh. It wasn't. There was a bit of a letdown for it, but it did some characters really good. It did Hayden. It did Anakin very well. It did Um, and it did Ezra very well from Star Wars Rebels.
okay.
Um, and the thing is, it shouldn't have been called Ahsoka. It should have just been called
Rebels.
Rebels, or even Sabine, because it was more about Sabine than anyone else. Of course, Ahsoka had her own like little episode, which the thing is, I feel like for a lot of these shows, they come up with a premise of something that they want to create. And then they're like, okay, now we just got to add on more things to this to make it a full show or a movie
Yeah.
lately. Like, I feel like that's what happened with Kenobi. I feel like that definitely happened with Ahsoka. What with I won't dive deep into it because I still say like people should watch it because I like Ezra was done amazingly, uh Anakin was done amazingly,
Yeah.
and then even the villain was done very well, and may he rest in peace. But
I do plan to get to it.
mhm,
Still working through Rebels bit by bit.
um yeah, so it's fine. It's a fine show.
Okay. Fine it is.
I'm not as
Uh
heated about it.
my number 5 is Doctor Stone New World. So
Ooh,
season
you
3.
love that science show. The
I love
science show.
Doctor Stone, man. And so going in like season whatever it was like going to season 3, right? The last 3 or 4 episodes before that finale, I was thinking this was gonna make like the bottom string, right? I was thinking, oh, it's gonna be like 9 or 10 on my list. Nah, go show ends with the last 3 episodes getting me to tears, emotional
Damn.
heights.
You said this show science so hard.
It did.
I'm
Nah,
condensating out my tear ducts. Oh no.
this show science so hard. Like this show, this isn't science so hard. It's shonen so hard. Like it is an unequivocal shonen show that
Mhm.
just replaces fights with science, and it's so cool. Like,
I
have you
gotta
seen
watch.
you've seen the main character before? Man has shonen hair.
Dude's wild as far as hair.
Man,
Yeah.
man is rocking the Yu-Gi-Oh look.
Well, and that's the thing. Like his hair is wild, and I watch Yu-Gi-Oh.
it
That hair's wild.
but the
That dude's a
science,
straight up Final Fantasy villain.
like, we're at the point in the show where they're freaking making drones, man.
What?
Rudimentary drones.
You just told me about how they made a wheel.
Yeah, that was so hype. But
And
when
now,
they made
and now they're making drones? What?
rudimentary drones,
Damn, the wheel really skyrocketed progress.
nah,
Jesus.
the hardest part was making the freaking what's it called? Not the engine, the propeller for balance. Um, Show's wild. They'll do shit, and I'll be like, yo, you science that.
This dude, Japan's just trying to save kids from failing science class.
Nah, for real.
They're
Like
like, oh, there's like that episode from Doctor Stone.
it really explains stuff really easily too, like in an easy to digestible manner.
Man,
Um,
I wish I had this show when I was growing up. I failed
nah,
science.
Bill Nye, nah, Doctor Stone's where it's at. Playing scientific concepts. It's great though, and it is. Season 4 will be the last season, and it is
Ooh,
reaching the logical
science
conclusion
will
of
be
the
done.
show. We will have completed the science.
Science will be done, guys. Science is getting canceled. Season 4.
That's it.
No.
I love it though. New World was great. Cool mystery involved, and just awesome moments.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you're number 5.
Number 5. So I haven't finished these 2 entries, or
Mm-hmm.
3 entries actually, the next 3. But even so, I still like it more than the last 2. So, uh, Buddy Daddies, I watched 1 episode.
Late Nights is great.
It's great. I just haven't continued just due to being busy, but
No,
I'm loving it so far. And I like it because it's definitely has a lot of similarities to Spy Family,
yeah, it's got a
but
Spy Family vibe.
it's a little edgier.
A little bit.
It covers some, at least I haven't watched I'm not caught up in Spy Family, but from what I've seen so far from Spy Family, it covers some heavier topics, I like to think.
Yeah.
Um
No, you're right.
there's definitely some underlying edge to it, which I like. And yeah, it's fun so far.
Hell yeah.
Better 1 episode better than Ahsoka and Fear the Walking Dead.
It is a great first episode though.
Mhm.
Um, so for my next 4, I have changed the order of these 4 like 7 times.
Yeah.
Any of these 4 could be my number 1 on any given day of the week. Just prefacing that. So this order kind of means shit all. I love all these pretty equally.
Okay.
But for the sake of ranking them as of today, as of like 2 hours ago when I finalized this for this, my number 4 is Oshinoko.
Okay.
This show, I mean, this was the hyped manga from last year to get an anime this year.
I remember
And
hearing a lot about it, and lots of people like to ask me if we have anything from Oshinoko at my store.
yeah,
So
it's an hour and a half first episode, and it needs it because the premise of this damn show changes 3 times in that
I'm
first
sorry, how
episode.
long did you say it was? My brain heard 7.5, and I don't
Sorry,
think that was
no,
right.
hour and a half.
Okay.
No,
I don't
not
know if that I don't know if that's what you said or if that's just what I processed, but
hour and a
I was
half.
like ain't no way.
1 hour and
You're
30
about to
minutes.
do me more than 2 end games.
No, 1 hour and a half. It does
Okay.
cover the whole first volume in the first episode, I believe. It
Okay.
needs it because this show plot twists like a freaking like it's got I don't even know like it's skateboarding, man. It's doing flips.
Mhm.
So many twists and turns. It is a great mystery though, and is a great look into the underbelly of the Japanese entertainment industry
Yeah.
and how actually effed up it is. I love this show.
Mhm.
Highly recommend anyone who has not given a chance to give that. Just watch the first episode, see for yourself. A little short movie, watch, and then
Mhm.
you'll go from there. It's real good, and it's got a banging for opening song.
I
Yes,
bet.
I'll be.
Yeah. I'm sure I've heard it, especially with the playlist I listen to at
Yeah,
work.
I'm sure.
I'm sure it's on there.
All right, you're number 4.
My number 4 is another episode. There's another show where I watched 1 episode. It's My Love Story with Yamada-kun, level 99.
That is also a great show. I have not finished it. I'm on like episode 7, I think.
Let me and I'll give a bit of a spoiler alert, but from my experience with that show, it's it starts off with just a confession from another character, and I was all like, "Wait, wait, he said no?"
Oh
and
yeah,
and I'm like, "Why would he say no? That was so touching." She's like, "'Cause that's not the main character," and I was like, "What?"
what?
It's a and then, just from what I've seen and what was explained to me, I'm like, This looks very cute. I like that it's adults. I like that it's and it's like because a lot of anime don't really bother to go into adulthood a whole lot.
You're gonna be sad. It's not all adults. Yamana's a
Well,
high schooler.
no. I know that. I know that.
Okay,
I
but
no,
Yamana's a high schooler.
yeah, but
Girl be
he's like
cradle
last
robbing
year.
a
It's
little
fine.
bit.
He's last year. It's fine.
Yeah,
No, I do know about that. But it's like it's a more it's a little bit more mature, I
it
guess.
is. He's
Which is
also
something that I really liked
pro
about
gamer.
Clannad. It's something I liked about Clannad too. It's like it went beyond just high school, which for a lot of shows, it's like either it stops when the couple gets together or it stops when they graduate high school or
Yeah,
something. Now granted, this show does kind of it
teeter
falls
the
under one of
line.
those categories, but it's still fine. It's still fine, and I liked it. It was fun, and I haven't
Very
watched a
cute.
lot of shows this year, so I had to put it. So
Um, my number 3 is Pluto.
yeah, you talked about that one.
I've talked about Pluto a lot. Won't beat a dead horse. It's phenomenal. Great twist on Astro Boy. Great,
Hmm.
phenomenal writing. Like literally phenomenal. Um, like I said, any of these could be my number one on any given day. It
Yeah,
is real good. Watch Pluto, please. It's on Netflix.
watch Pluto, and also let's make a petition to make Pluto come back to our solar system, please. Thank you.
Pluto deserves more. Bring Pluto back.
My number 3 is The Last of
Or
Us.
2. Oh, or 3. Oh yeah,
It's
3.
my 3. You
Yeah,
just
yeah,
said
yeah,
your
yeah,
3.
yeah,
My
yeah, yeah.
3.
I'm
It's my
stupid.
time.
I'm stupid.
I never finished it, and I don't know why, but I actually watched 5 episodes this time.
Big boy numbers.
Yeah.
That's an end
It,
game and a half.
let me tell you, it ended on a cliffhanger that I was, I probably should have kept watching. Our heroes were jumped in their sleep.
I remember
So
that in the game.
yeah. And that's the thing. Is like I could be all like whatever because chances are it was such a popular show. People have probably already seen it or people have played the game. So
Yeah.
I don't have to like be as secretive about it. But I like it. It's probably one of my favorite modern zombie apocalypse takes so far. Um I say modern. The game came out like what 10 years ago, barely
Hey,
maybe.
they just re-released it. Last of Us Part 1, PS5, $60. God damn it. God
Uh,
damn it, Naughty Dog. Anyway,
but
continue.
it's good. It's a great
Cynicism
adaptation.
side.
I love it. And it also builds upon a lot of things that were not as explored in the games. So
Yes.
take advantage of that as much as you can. Very curious to see how they handle season 2.
Morbidly curious.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with how problematic it was. Um
Yep. Great.
anyways, you're number 2.
My number 2 is Mushoku Tensei Season 2.
Why do I
Speaking
know?
of
I
speaking
feel
of
like we have the same
problematic
number.
things,
I feel like we have the same number 1.
we do have the same number 1, I'm sure.
Okay. Okay.
Again, these lists changed like 6 times for me, but it's probably the same number 1 right now.
Yeah.
But Mushoku Tensei Season 2 is continuation of the first. I don't think it's as good as the first season, but man, it it somehow made me give a shit about a guy's problem with his erectile dysfunction. That's what the season's about. Let me shit you not. This season is all about
Made me really care about his dick not go hard. Gee.
nah. This season is the whole goal of the season is the man just wants to cure his erectile dysfunction.
Oh my gosh.
It's a Mushoku Tensei has the best freaking fantasy world in anime, in my opinion. Um, it does shit weird sometimes, but
You're telling me.
I get it. Like this, so there's a reason for it. It's a mental block. Man was like thought he was basically the one person he's ever thought to actually care about him in a romantic sense. What he appears at least to believe was rejected him, so he can't get it up. Can't do it anymore.
Damn.
He has to go. Man journeys through so many mental scars to get through.
Rip,
Um,
homie.
yeah,
We lost another
Rudius,
one, boys.
GG. Uh,
GG.
it's real good though. It's another great season. It had a phenomenal finale that was touching and Like it's somehow just all the characters are so well written and intricate. Like I love Mashuka Tensei. Mashuka Tensei is a hard sell though. Just as a base show, it's always been a hard sell
Yeah.
since main character kind of sucks, especially at the beginning. He's real bad,
Damn.
but it is what it's a true reincarnation story. He's trying to become a better person eventually, one day,
Well,
hopefully.
one day.
We'll get there.
My
Um,
number two, shockingly not on your list. I don't know if you actually seen it. I don't know,
I
but
have
Heavenly
it
Delusions.
is not. I have not seen it. It's on my plan to watch list.
It is very fun. I don't remember if I talked about this,
You did a little bit.
because I don't know if we got to it on my in the tier list. Did we?
Not on the tier list. You talked about in kind of like a what we did recently thing
Yeah.
episode.
It's man, it's
No,
13
we did.
episodes.
I don't remember.
13 episodes, and it went like a breeze. It was so quick, and and if you guys can watch it with the group, it's
That's why I'm holding it off. I'm trying to see if I can watch
mhm,
it with my sisters.
for sure that definitely do that. It's great, and definitely talk about it in between episodes. Don't look into any manga spoilers. I know that should go without saying, but absolutely don't, because I felt like that kind of ruined things for me when it came to the theory crafting. I had a lot of fun crafting theories for this show as it was going on. Um, if you liked the concept of like Durara or Bakano, of like multiple plot lines
Yep.
going at the same
You know
time
I
and how they
do.
connect, this one is like it's not multiple, but there's like two plot lines going on,
Yeah.
and they're both very thick plot lines, and they don't seem like
Ethan
they relate at
voice.
all at first. And it's like obviously they connect, they're in the same show, but
Yeah.
you know, um as the show goes on, you're just like, holy shit, all these connections. And that by the end of it, you probably have more questions than you have answers, but it's still it feels really good, and I highly recommend it. Watch Heavenly Delusions.
Yeah. I hear
Good.
it a lot
Also
on
banger
like
opening.
top lists of the year for anime.
Yeah.
Before we get to the number one,
Watched it all one night with my buddies. So
um, yeah. Before we get to number one, I just want to quick shout out uh, Jujutsu Kaisen. I have not done it. I'm watching the dub, so it's not technically done yet for me. Um, but it's phenomenal. As the resident Jujutsu Kaisen is mid boy, season two is not mid. It is great.
I'm shook to hear you say this.
I did not think I would say it. But the animation is too good for me to critique anymore. Like they went above and beyond,
I'm
and they hurt
so
me. They hurt my soul a
I'm
little bit.
so torn with this last season, to be honest, because it's phenomenally done, but I don't know if I want to support it or
Oh
not.
yeah, it the animators. You can tell there. I very clearly I could tell which episode that was the one that everyone was talking about. That was like the animators were, like dying because man, there were like parts of that episode are animated beyond belief, and then there are like still shots. For like
It's like
a while.
it's just kind of like you want to support it because you don't because like they put so much work into it,
Yeah,
but you don't want to support the company and their corrupt things. So it's like I just don't know what to what to what to say
yeah.
about it, I guess. But
Um, Still
yeah,
don't like Yuji, but I did like the show a lot so far. Where I'm at,
hey,
I
you
have
like
three.
Sukuna, right?
Man, Sukuna did some shit. Uh,
Yeah.
we will. And I could go on a rant. I'm actually one of these episodes actually pissed me off like to a degree, but that's a whole another rant episode video.
Yeah.
Anyway, our number one. I'm pretty sure it's the same one, right? It's
The
my hero.
Marvel School.
Yeah, My Hero season 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't want to put this at number one, but it's my favorite season. So
So here's the thing. I was like, man, what a basic bitch am I gonna put it at number one? So I tried switching my list around, but I was like, fuck you guys. I'm a basic bitch. I love this damn show.
I almost put Heavily Delusions at number one, but I was like, I was brought to tears maybe 3 times during this
Yeah,
whole season.
this freaking the vigilante arc, the dark hero arc is man, it's so good.
It's really good. And again, it's like I think it's peak My Hero so
Yeah,
as far as the anime. And
easily.
it just kind of sucks that for some people who are not super into My Hero, it's like I really want them to watch it so they can watch season 6, but it's like at the same time, you gotta watch through the rest of it. And honestly, season 5 kind of a slug season. It's it,
Yeah, at
it is
times.
it is really cool at some parts, but as an overall, like especially comparatively to season 6 like just hits hard. I hope they
Seasons
reanimate Deku versus Shigaraki at some point, but
and the Blu-rays will get touched up, I'm sure.
I really hope they do. Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome. But
But no, well, obviously the first half, which was the quote unquote war, which not the real war anyway, was great. So many great moments. Dobby's dance was
Davi's
just
dance is
peak
good.
peak episode. Um, just so many great moments. Bakugo, the Bakugo scene with the to keep it light spoilers. What's it called? Uh, a hero moves with their body moves on their own.
Yeah,
What a great moment.
he had
And
a
then
whole. He had an arc. He had an
an
arc.
arc. Arc's still going. Freaking just the entirety of Deku and Class 1A in the Vigilante arc
The
was just
vigilante arc was just honestly like
it's so peak.
it's very good.
I mean, I still go back and watch Inadaka's speech all the time.
I
For
to this
everyone's
day
hero.
still watch the video I recommended to you.
Yeah,
I still watch it like at least once a week.
it's so
It's I cry. It's really good.
so yeah. My hero, it's my hero. I mean, we're my hero boys. Season 7's approaching. May the 4th is when it starts.
And you all have to deal with that.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to suffer. Deal with it.
I finally have a coworker who shares my passion with my hero. And
Yes.
it's great because everyone else is like I have some coworkers who like it and they like joining conversations with me, but I'm definitely the biggest passionate one. And finally, have a coworker who could be as passionate about it as I am. So that's
It's
cool.
I just convert more people into My Hero fans. That's why it's like how I make more Kingdom Hearts fans. I just convert people.
They
I'm just
just
like
talk about it until
just
they
talk about it enough
literally
till they
do it.
freaking do it.
Yeah.
Yep. Man, it's so good though.
So
Anyway, that
that's
was
our
our
top
tops of the
10,
year.
6, and 7
It's
for
of the year. Uh,
and apparently 11 for for my games.
yep. Thank you all for watching. Makoto, where can people find you?
Oh man, I hope I'm still here. um Twitter, Makoto Dragon _ and YouTube and Twitch, Makoto Dragon.
Same places, different handle, Nero v Belial. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, bye bye.
Goodbye.